Hey everybody, Rachel here with Givebutter. Welcome back to another success story in the Givebutter community. Today we are featuring New Hope for Families. Recently, this organization's HOPE-A-THON live stream event raised over $76,000 on Givebutter for its life-changing services to provide emergency shelter for women and children. And that's above and beyond their 50K goal. If you're looking for an interactive, fast-paced, successful campaign that uses live stream, live entertainment, or a straight-up 80s-style telethon, this one is for you. I have Thom here with me, who's going to share how they made this event so successful, as well as tips, tricks, and lessons learned, like always. Thom, thank you so much for joining us and for sharing your success with the entire Butter fam.
Thank you, Rachel. I appreciate being here.
So excited to dive in and hear more behind the scenes of your success. To start, let's hear a little bit more about who you are and your organization's mission.
Sure. To start, New Hope for Families is a homeless shelter here in Bloomington, Indiana. We serve the city of Bloomington and the greater Monroe County area, which includes all of the surrounding counties. We are a homeless shelter for families specifically, and that could be a family really of any kind or description, a single mother with children, a single father with children, a mixed sex couple, a same-sex couple. Really in Indiana in particular, obviously not only is it difficult to be homeless with children, it's actually illegal to be homeless with children, and the child services will come in a situation like that and separate the children from their parents and place them into foster care. That's really what we want to avoid. Our mission is twofold: to keep families together and to help families out of homelessness and back to stability. That's been our mission for the last 10 years, and we are continuing to grow and evolve and serve more families on an annual basis. My name is Thom Atkinson. I'm the development assistant here, which, like the title implies, means that I assist our development director, mainly focused on fundraising. But really, we approach development for a much broader sense of donor relationships and building on those relationships over time, in the hopes with the ultimate goal that the money will come, from that. So we're a very small organization, very small staff. Often, in addition to assisting the development director, I kind of assist everybody in whatever the needs of the moment are. And obviously, over the last year and a half, during the coronavirus pandemic, those needs have been very broad, very diverse. I've been doing a lot of things, from heavy lifting to boxes of sheets and toilet paper to, the usual kind of more development oriented things you think of in terms of processing checks and making deposits and writing acknowledgement letters. So it's a small organization, very nimble. We're very active in the community, working with other agencies focused on the homelessness issue. And the coronavirus pandemic really threw us a lot of challenges as an organization, and Givebutter provided some elegant solutions to the challenges that arose over the last year.
Well, that's amazing. Thank you so much for what you're doing personally. Contribute your entire team. Givebutter, we like to say small but mighty. You are doing incredibly important work there. And part of that is, like you said, raising funds to support your critical mission. And you did it with an 80s-style telethon that just made me smile ear to ear watching it. Walk us back to when you first started talking about maybe doing something like this, because it seems like, from what I saw, it was totally new for your organization. So how did the conversation even get started? Who threw that idea of telethon out there?
It was so long ago, I don't remember who specifically was guilty for first broaching the idea, but I can certainly lay the context in which that
Yes,
conversation took
please.
place. Like many organizations, we have hosted an annual gala event, which is really the tent pole for our annual fundraising efforts. It was incredibly common for that event to raise 10 to 20% of our annual operating budget just in one night.
Wow.
And in 2020, yes, our gala is always in the middle of February.
Okay.
Our gala was actually the kind of last major community event before the entire community and the entire nation went on lockdown
Wow.
due to COVID-19. And it's ironic to think back at the time, we were really concerned about people getting the flu and not being able to attend our event because of that, not knowing that a month later, we would all be locked down in our homes, because of COVID-19. So the next year came along. It was great that we were able to get that event done
Yeah.
and out of the way, before that happened. But then 2021 came along, and obviously we couldn't bring people together in the way that we had in past years.
Mhm.
So what are we going to do? This is really an important event in the annual life of the organization. It raises very real dollars that are very important to our operating budget. So what are we going to do? And the ideas were diverse. We've seen, obviously, a lot of organizations in our community and across the country moving to virtual galas or, events like that. We wanted to do something different. We saw this as not just a challenge, but an opportunity. And so the idea eventually came about that we would kind of pivot from doing a high ticket gala event, with formal attire and plated dinner and all of that, and do something kind of more traditional, but also more cutting edge. And so we decided we'll do a telethon. That when you need to raise money fast from a lot of people, you do a telethon. And so very much in the vein of the Jerry Lewis Shriners
Totally.
telethons of old, we thought, yeah, we'll stream it online, since we and really not a lot of people have access to a television studio. We're like, we'll stream it online. People can call in and make donations, or they can give online. We'll have entertainment, and we'll just do a whole big show that people can participate in from the comfort of their home, keeping in mind that the COVID protocols of the day, so people could stay home, stay safe, still participate, still feel like they were part of something larger, have an experience, show their support, and then share that with other people at the same time. So we thought, the telethon idea just kind of checked all the boxes for us, but we had no experience doing a telethon. And I don't know if people really do telethons much anymore. We didn't know what to do. We got this idea, but how do we execute? And so
Mhm.
we looked at lots of different streaming platforms. We're going to use YouTube, we're going to use Facebook Live, all these things. And then we remembered that our local PBS station is based here. We're a college town. We have Indiana University, a major college campus right here, from the campus of which a PBS station broadcasts. And every year they do, the big PBS telethon. So we're like,
Right.
hey, they're experts. They know how to do this. So let's partner with them. Let's see if they'd be willing to partner with us and help
Yes.
us out in this way. And the result was just heaven sent. I mean, it was really a perfect coming together. The stars aligned. Because of COVID, were very limited in what they could do. They didn't have a lot of projects going on at the time, so they were kind of left, wanting things to work on. We had this idea that they would be perfectly suited to help us with. So we forged a partnership. They actually provided us with a professional television studio from which to do the events. And we, tapped into their experience and their expertise, and really took what was a crazy idea and made it look absolutely professional, like what you would see, tuning into the annual Shriners Telethon or the PBS Telethon. And so it was really fantastic. It really took it to another level. They're also, given the modern, age of broadcasting, they're also experts in streaming. So they were very relaxed and comfortable doing that and helping us migrate this idea onto the streaming platform. And really what we were left needing was a way to integrate the fundraising effort, to have the running thermometer like tally of your telethon progress, like they have in broadcast. Right. I mean, that's part of the excitement. That's part of the experience, the moment. And that's really what Givebutter provided to us and what drew us to the product.
So well done. I'm sharing my screen here because I know everyone who's following along right now is like, please just show me, what does it look like? So here it is, guys. If you want to watch the entire production from start to finish, you can actually hit play now. And of course, we'll link this campaign for you to check it out. You could tell that there was high level production, but it still felt really warm and approachable. It didn't feel overly produced when you watch it back. So I thought your partnership did such a good job collaborating on that end with mix of pre-recorded and live. And even though it had 80s throwback feel, which just made it kind of fun and entertaining, it still felt really modern here and now today. So just a lot of balancing that you did so well. And it's so hard for me to believe that this was your first telethon ever, because you managed to find that balance for your organization really well. So for everybody else who's wanting to take a look, not only was the actual production done really well, but their event description is so beautifully laid out, as well as sponsorships and a really simple about us section for people to understand your story and the purpose where funds are going. So any other tips, tricks, or lessons learned on Givebutter for this event for you?
Givebutter was great. We funneled interested individuals there to Givebutter to register in advance so that we could continue to push messages to them leading up to the day of the event to kind of build some hype, build some excitement. Hey, here's the announcement of who our performers are going to be. You don't want to miss that. Letting them know, hey, don't forget, it's coming up next week at this time. Be sure to tune in. So that was really great. Givebutter made that really easy for us to do. And it was so customizable. It really did allow us to make it look like a product of our organization. We got to use all the brand colors, the brand visual look that we've spent years investing in. That was great. The personalized URL so that it reflected the identity of this event and of our organization. That was really top notch. There's so much, in fact, customization that you can do within Givebutter for any specific event or campaign. My greatest recommendation is give yourself lots of time to go through those settings in Givebutter, familiarize yourself with all of the different options of what all is possible, what you can do. Because I feel like this tool could very easily do events of different types. And it worked perfectly for us in this case because we really, we really dug into all of those settings and options and made it work for us.
That's a great pro tip. And you can tell that your supporters found it easy to use as well in terms of donating, because you had a lot of fun little gifts and comments, heartfelt memories. People were, loving and commenting on each other. So, like you said, that feeling of like we're all doing this together, something bigger than myself, that interactive piece. Um, it seems like users found that easy as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and another nice option that Givebutter offered was streamlining the whole process. During our early planning meetings, we had committee members throwing out great ideas of, we have to make giving as easy as possible. We need to offer every possible payment method. So we should have the telephone number, we should have a web address for the web form, we should have a Venmo for all of the millennials who just want to Venmo their donation, and this and this and the social media and all that. And we didn't have to worry about that. We didn't. Givebutter brought it all together. Our professional partners at IU Radio and TV who helped put on the event, made it look so professional. They provided us with the 1-800 number phone bank. We used the giving form built into Givebutter, and it took care of everything. People who wanted to give via Venmo, it was right there. They could do that. They could use a credit card. They could make a pledge and then follow up by sending a printed check, which was also really important to us because it was a telethon. We wanted people calling in. We wanted to be able to take donations offline. We wanted to be able to enter someone's donation information that they called into the telethon. And ultimately, that was kind of why the number one reason we chose Givebutter is because while all of the online donations are processing in real time on the back end, I and a couple other users with manager privileges were able to go in and enter donation info that was coming in through the phones in real time, and it added to our real-time tally, and it really made the event possible from a technical standpoint.
Oh, that's a great tip. I was going to ask you how you pulled that off. Just as to close here, wondering if you have one final piece of advice for others in the Givebutter community who are maybe getting together their first live stream fundraising event. You've already given lots of great tips, but if you could give them one piece of advice,
yes,
what would it
yes,
be?
absolutely. The number one piece of advice: find someone who knows what they're doing and partner with them. We had a crazy idea. We had no idea how to execute. We found a freelance multimedia producer who came in and managed the project for us. And then we found the professionals at our local public broadcasting station who were familiar with this kind of event and what that would take to put on. And we just worked together from day one. And they helped us. They told us what they would need to make an event like this work. We told them what our ultimate goal was, and they helped us every step of the way to execute. And that was essential. Without those key partnerships of a dedicated producer and the professional team at our public broadcasting station, we never would have been able to do it, at least at the quality that we ultimately attained. And I agree with you, Rachel. You said that it really does. It looks professional. It looks like a professional production. It really does. And that's entirely due to the partnerships that we engaged with. The realness of it, the fact that it still felt, you could genuinely feel the heart of the organization coming through, that was from our volunteers, our executive director, the guy we got to host the event, who is the guy who hosts all of our annual galas. He's a professional auctioneer, so He does an auction event for us in the fall, as well as the gala event for us in the spring. He is so knowledgeable about the work that we do and so committed to the importance of it. You know, they brought the real emotional content there, and it really shined through. So my number one piece of advice: find someone who knows how to do it and partner with them.
Yes, excellent piece of advice. Collaboration is so key. Thom, thank you so much for joining us again and sharing your incredible success with us today.
Yeah, happy to do it. And we're, you know, we're really grateful to all the people at Givebutter. We had so many questions going into this, and the staff at Givebutter was so responsive. Everything we asked, any hour of the day, I knew we would get a response right away. And boy, it really helps in the execution of this.
So happy to hear it. Thom, thank you. We're so proud to
Yeah.
have hosted your event. And for everybody else who's following along, hey, thanks for joining us. We hope to see you next week for another incredible success story. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Givebutter's YouTube channel so you never miss a story again. And until then, happy fundraising. We'll see you next week. Bye.